guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the 365 days of eyeshadow for you guys, which is a collab started by Jessica. I'm sure you guys have seen some videos of this one right now, so probably isn't new to you. So in this project we're trying to use a different eyeshadow for 365 days a year. There is some leeway to it. First of all, I don't have 365 eyeshadows, so I'm not going to buy eyeshadows just to get to do this project. I'm going to go through all the eyeshadows that I have, and then I might do it again. Let's see how I feel once we're kind of at the middle of the year and I've gone through most of my eyeshadows. Then also, if you wear like 4 of these eyeshadows in one day, then you've ticked the eyeshadows off, so it's not like you have to use one every single day. Yeah. That is basically it. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Some people are doing it random. I've got enough eyeshadows in other projects already, so I'm kind of trying to have some like way of making it work for me, so I don't have like 10 different palettes that I'm trying to get eyeshadows from. And as you see, I'm not in the middle of my screen. I'm sorry if that is annoying for you, but I thought let's already sit to the side so I can show you some eye looks, because I've been making pictures this month. I've really been trying like pretty much every day, and I've kind of picked a few that I like really liked and that I know contain like actual eyeshadows from this project as well. So as you might remember, I was using mainly eyeshadows from these 2 sleek palettes, the Jewels and the original one, as well as eyeshadows from this Amuse palette. There was a bit of a mix of like eyeshadows that worked really well, eyeshadows that worked a little bit less. One eyeshadow that was pretty disappointing actually was the mint green shade in the Jewels palette right here. It is very, very dry, so it didn't work as well on my lid as I hoped it would. And I actually did take a picture of that look as well, so I'm just gonna pop that up right here so you guys can see what I mean. So in this look, I had the dark blue from the Jewels palette in my crease. I put that mint green on the lid. I had the white color from my Lush palette in the inner corner, discreet as a transition, virgin on the brow bone, and then I used black in my outer V and as an eyeliner. So it is basically this mint green that I tried on my lid, which didn't really do what I wanted it to do. And I have my laptop here because I've got the looks written out because I cannot remember. I don't know how people do it without, but yeah. And then I have this darker blue, which that one worked pretty nicely, but that mint green really didn't do what I wanted it to do. But yeah, that is the first look. Now I'm gonna actually go back to the start of the month. On the 2nd of February, it doesn't really matter to you guys when I wore this looks, does it? This is a very blue look though, so I thought it might be nice to share it as well. Main feature here for this project is this dark blue, another dark blue that I wore in my outer corner. Apart from that, I have the blue from my Panda palette, so from that Lush palette, on my lids. And apart from that, the things are pretty similar. This time I have framed as a transition shade, virgin brow bone, Lush white on the inner corner. I guess you can just assume virgin is on my brow bone and Lush is in my inner corner unless I tell you something different. Let's just do that because it's going to be pretty similar every single time. One look that I really liked once I had it on, this is a kind of a purplish look. I again have blue from the Lush palette on my lid, but I layered that on top of a Panda palette shade, so we're still not really talking. I layered it on top of this pink shade right here, and of course blue and pink kind of together make more of a purplish shade. So I really like that on that one. It was kind of like a pastel-y blue purplish shade that I ended up with there. And then to, I guess, kind of enhance the purpleness there, I put the purple shade in that same palette. I put the purple shade in my crease and outer corner, and a little bit more black in the outer corner just to darken things up a little bit more. And the rest is again kind of the same. So like I said, I'm not gonna say that every single time. And as you can see, I've been playing around with the blue quite a bit. And here again I have that blue shade from the Lush palette on my lid. And this time I combined it with a burgundy shade, so that is this like shade right here that is in my outer corner, a little bit in my crease, and then again same things all over the place, except this time I went with the white shade from Amuse in my inner corner. So that was kind of me just ticking off that white shade box. Then on the 9th, and as you guys know, I really like the warmer looks, but I just haven't been doing them a lot lately because for some reason I keep picking Panda palettes and stuff with cooler shades. But on the 9th of February, I once again went into my Jewels palette and I put an orange shade on the lid. So I put this shade on the lid, if I'm correct. It's kind of like a pinkish orange shade. And I combined that with a bronzy shade from the original palette in my crease. I'm pretty sure that was this like reddish bronze shade. Again, the other things are kind of similar, except this time I decided to use a gold in my inner corner. So I've used the gold shade right here from the Amuse palette in my inner corner for that look. Then the next day I went with some orange again, and I put the orange from this Jewels palette, but like the proper orange, on my lid. This one is very much like a very powdery type of glitter, so the color didn't stick as well for some reason, which isn't really matching most of the other shades in there, especially the shimmers normally do pretty well from the sleek palettes, but this was a more crumbly texture for some reason. Anyway, I did manage to get it on my lid, and what I did is also take the teal from this palette and I put that in my crease. Teal and orange, like not per se the colors that I would first think of combining, but the nice thing about trying to incorporate as many looks, trying to incorporate as many eyeshadows of these palettes in looks kind of makes me combine like slightly different shades that I wouldn't usually do, so that is kind of fun. And then the rest is again like similar type of shades on the different places. Like I change out my lid and crease shade the most, and then my inner corner transition and brow bone highlight tend to stay pretty similar most of the time. Okay, and I'm just realizing that I told you guys something wrong. I put the red shade right here in my crease with that mint green shade. That was not the dark blue, because the dark blue is in the look that we're looking at right now. So that is the dark blue shade in the crease. And with that, I'm wearing the lighter green shade from this palette on my lid. So that is a slightly darker look than most of the ones that you have seen as well. Then the look that we're looking at right now, it has Half Baked on my lid, so that is in my Panda's eyeshadows at the moment. But I've combined that with a shade from the original palette, and that is kind of the blue greenish shade right here. That is in my crease for that one. Then for this one, I didn't actually make notes, but I really like it, so I just wanted to show you guys anyway. I am pretty sure that right there I am using the kind of burgundy shade from the Amuse palette in my outer corner crease area, but I'm not really sure what is on my lid there, so that is a bit of a shame because I did really like that look. It would have been nice if I made some notes on what I was doing there. But yeah, that has been me rambling on about my looks for long enough now. I'm gonna switch back to the middle and we're gonna take a look at what I'm gonna be working on in the upcoming time. So as you can see, like most of the shades that I've been working on in these true palettes before, like last month, I actually really liked them. Most of them were like a nice creamy texture. The Amuse palette pigmentation is a little bit less than the sleek palettes, but that was kind of what I was expecting, so it's okay. Yeah, then we're gonna be moving on to, like I said, the shades and eyeshadows that I'm going to be using this month. So one of the palettes that I'm gonna be wearing is the NYX Tricopose. And this is actually gonna be nice because it is a palette that I've been considering putting into, using as my Panda palette for a good while now. So it might actually be nice for me to get a bit of an idea of whether this palette actually performs the way I would like it to. So I'm just swatching those shades right now. I keep doing that. These are the shades in that palette. They swatch quite nicely, but they do feel a little bit powdery as well, so I'm curious to see what this is gonna be like when I'm actually using them. Like, they definitely are nice colors. There is a lot of like neutrals and like a warmer red, which you guys know I love my warmer colors. But there is like that purple and the green as well to have a little bit of color to play around with. Especially the white, which is like the most matte shade in here, is pretty dry. But apart from that, the other ones, they seem to be doing quite okay. So hopefully they will be doing quite okay once I try to actually wear them. Then two shades that I quickly swatched next to it as well is two shades from the Sleek Jewels palette that I did not have in yet. Because I already got to my 28 shades. So I'm also going to be throwing these two in just to make sure that I've basically like completed that palette. And those are the two shades right here. The black in this one is very dry as well, so as you can see the pigmentation is very different from that one. And the silver is pretty light, so it's not showing up too well, but there is a silver here. And I've been practicing with my silver, so hopefully that one won't be too hard to use. Then, because I have an eyeshadow in here that is in my pen as eyeshadows, I'm going to be working all the shades in this palette as well. So I'm going to be swatching those out on my other arm for you quickly. So these are all the shades in here. So I've got some like nice brighter colors, but like there is also some like warmer orangey colors, some more basic shades as well. So this is a nice combination of like different things. All of them kind of seem to have a similar like texture or finish. I have them swatched on my arm right here as well, and my arm wasn't long enough because I'm only small. And these are all the shades right here, and then I have like the pink and the orange on the side right here. But most of them, as you can see, sorry for my watch, kind of have like a sheen to them. So this way they look pretty dark, but then when the light is fully shining on them, they kind of wash away. But yeah, some really nice shades in here. It's going to be nice to actually play around with them a little bit more, because as you could see, like I've hit pan in that green shade right here, but apart from that, most of them don't really have too much usage yet. So it's going to be fun to play around with them because they're pretty big shades, so I don't really see them, like me, putting them in a panda palette anytime soon. But playing around with shades is always nice. And then to fill things up for 231, I've decided, because I have 3 shades in here that I'm working on, let's try and work on some of the other shades in this Vice palette as well. Making sure that I'm skipping the shades that I've already used. It's kind of going to be like these 2 rows up until Discreet, which I've already used in this project. This one and this one as well. So those 3 are not going to be in here, but everything else up until Discreet is going to be in my swatches right now. So that is everything that's on my hand right here right now. As you can see, it's kind of like a colder, like blue purplish toned color palette right here, except for this orangey shade that is a little bit warmer but lighter as well. I noticed that there were 2 shades in here, this one right here and the one right next to it, that were a little bit drier, so they didn't come out the way I would expect it to when I look at them in the pan. They are the shades right here, so this one and this one are just not showing up the way that I thought they would. But we're gonna play with them and see what comes out of it. Of course, I've already hit pan on this shade right here, so I am definitely familiar with that one. But I would say like the second row, like the 4 shades that I will be using from that one, it's gonna be a little bit more my cup of tea instead of like the ones up top here. But yeah, so these are the shades that I'm going to be working on in the upcoming month. Hopefully I can show you guys some more looks again then as well. Let me know if you guys liked that format. Still kind of trying to figure out how to show you as much as possible but not have this video be like 30 minutes long. So definitely give me your feedback if you made it this far. Thank you, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.